Welcome to the Oakland Raiders franchise. The series begins today in the preseason as we will get our first look at the Oakland Raiders and all the players, a lot of new ones on this team. This is a franchise under brand new ownership, and O'Shea Jackson Sr., also known as Ice Cube, has taken over, a longtime Raiders fan. This team is led by players like Khalil Mack, Aldon Smith, Sebastian Janikowski, and Marcel Reese. A lot of nice players on this team, but there are some big holes that have to be filled for this team to become a Super Bowl contender. The leader of this team, already one of the most disruptive forces on defense in only his second year in the NFL, is Khalil Mack. He played well in his rookie year, did not get that Rookie of the Year honors that you might expect, but he did have 4 sacks, 91 tackles on the season, but he has now been moved to the right end position to strictly focus on his pass rushing. At quarterback, second year guy is Derek Carr. He's got a big arm, has got to work on his accuracy and his decision making, but he does seem to be a very promising player, throwing for 3,000 yards last year, 21 touchdowns, but did throw 12 interceptions, was sacked 24 times. He will be throwing to rookie wide receiver Amari Cooper, the number 4 overall pick in this year's draft. One of the most polished receivers coming out of college in a long time, and does have that speed and some nice size. In the offseason, the Raiders went out and signed Dan Williams to be their defensive tackle. He can be a 3-4 nose tackle or can play some 4-3 defensive tackle. At center, another free agent signing in Rodney Hudson, the 4th-year player out of Florida State. He looks to be a keystone of this offensive line, along with Gabe Jackson. Another player who is a late season acquisition is Aldon Smith. Can he get his off the field issues together, as he has been incredibly productive his rookie year? 14 sacks, 19 sacks in that second year, but has pretty much gone downhill since then due to his suspensions. We will go through all 4 preseason games today and recap them and show off all the highlights. Starting off the day for the St. Louis Rams is Nick Foles, their new quarterback, running for a 9-yard gain. Now a play action to Todd Gurley. Throw across the middle, and he's got his man. He is wide open. No one's going to get him. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Not the way you want to start the game and see this Raiders secondary start out, as that is one of the biggest questions that I have. Now taking the field is Derek Carr in his second year out of Fresno State. Can he continue some of the success he had last year and improve on that to be the franchise quarterback that we feel he can be? Now the give will go to Latavius Murray. He cuts it back to the right. A nice move, and he will pick up 10 yards, but still short of the first down line. In the I formation, give goes to Murray once again. He's got the first down and more. A gain of 8. A nice start of the preseason for Latavius Murray, the 3rd-year running back. Derek Carr will go to the air. A dump down across the middle for Amari Cooper, and his first career catch will go for 6 yards. Twin tight end to the left. Derek Carr now looking to set up a screen pass to Latavius Murray. He cuts it back towards the middle of the field, and Murray looking very good early on, a gain of 11. Roy Halou will check into the game, the free agent pickup from the Washington Redskins. He's got some room to the outside, and he's got 9 yards on his first carry as an Oakland Raider. Now trips to the right, a throw to the outside, and Rod Streater has the catch pushed out of bounds, but out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Now 3rd and 1. Murray's got the first down, fighting for it inside of the 10-yard line, and it is now a goal-to-go situation. An empty backfield for Derek Carr. He's got time to throw, and across the middle, touchdown. That is Rod Streater. Did not play a whole lot last year, but it's good to see our offense get off to a nice start. Now Todd Gurley, another first-round pick, will go for a short gain. 3rd and 6, a man in motion. Foles has all day to throw, finally goes. That is caught by Kenny Britt, makes a man miss, and he's got the first down. Nearing the end of the first quarter, as the give will go to Trey Mason in the backfield. Nice play by Curtis Lofton, who was signed this offseason from the New Orleans Saints. Now into the second quarter, so we look at some of our backups. Not a great way to get started, as Marquez has a catch across the middle. Empty set, a throw to the outside, and Ben Heaney, the 6th-round pick, is in there for the tackle. 2nd and 4. A throw to the outside, and touchdown, Lance Kendricks. It is now a 14-7 game. Matt McLaurin into the game, as he will throw quickly to the outside. He's got his man Andre Holmes for a short 3-yard gain. Holmes was a big player for the Raiders last year. Hopefully he can continue that success, fighting for that number 3 or 2 outside job. The give will go to Trey Mason. He cuts it back towards the middle, breaks the tackle. He's still going, and Justin Ellis can't get him. He's into the open field, finally brought down by Keith McGill, as Trey Mason looking like Marshawn Lynch out there. St. Louis would tack on a field goal, as Amari Cooper is back to return the kick, getting a look as a kick and punt returner in this game. He tries to go to the outside. He's got a lot of room ahead of him, and he's finally down to the 41-yard line. A huge gain for the former Alabama Crimson Tide player. Third-round pick Clive Walford is in the game. He makes a nice block on the outside as Halou tries to make a move, and he will go for a gain of 5 as Halou not off to a great start running the ball. McLaurin will go to the air, a quick throw to the outside. Andre Holmes once again looking for another big step from him. A lot of talented receivers on this roster. The give on the draw play goes to Halou. He maybe picks up 2 yards, so 3rd and 8 upcoming. Marcel Reese's motion out of the backfield. A throw across the middle, and Michael Rivera into the end zone. He had a very good year last year receiving the ball, 500 yards receiving. Now a 3-point game, 1.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and Keenum will take off. He's to the 40-yard line using his legs. Rams have the ball at the 22-yard line under a minute in the second quarter. Throw to the end zone. It's intercepted by Larry Asante. A big play as he is the backup strong safety behind Charles Woodson. A play action, lob to the outside, and Amari Cooper's there. He's into the open field. Another big play. He tries to make a cut, and he's down to the 29-yard line. Some nice flashes so far from Amari Cooper. McLaurin to the air. A throw and caught by Roy Halou. Probably what he does best is receiving out of the backfield. McLaurin will go to the air. A dump down to the outside, and a miscommunication by Walt Powell. Normally a return specialist, but he does get a chance at wide receiver. We would tack on a field goal, so into the third quarter, Amari Cooper on the return, and he is down, and Amari Cooper is hurt on the play, holding his shoulder. Not what you want to see. He seems to be in a lot of pain, still on the ground, and we'll have to get an update on his status moving forward. That is about as bad of a thing as you can see, though, with your first-round pick getting hurt that early in the season in the first game of the season. Trey Mason bounces off a tackler. He's still fighting for it. He's showing off some nice power, and our defense is showing that they have trouble tackling. A nice tackle there, though. A loss of 3. Nice play by Justin Ellis, last year's 4th-round pick. A draw play to Trey Watts. He makes a move, bounces off a tackler, and he goes for a gain of 13. 1st and 10 halfway through the third quarter. The Raiders lose contain. Watts will bounce outside down to the 20-yard line. A nice showing from Trey Watts. A 4-man front. 3rd and 4, and a throw to the outside for Keenum, and it's caught down at the 1-yard line. So the I formation. A pitch to the outside. The fake fullback pitch to the running back actually works for once, and Trey Mason into the end zone. A 7-point lead for the St. Louis Rams. It's intercepted, and that lead's going to get bigger. Looking for the screen pass. A poor decision from Mac McLaurin, as now Garrett Gilbert into the game. He's looking to make this roster and be our backup quarterback. He gives it to Tywan Jones. Not a big gain. Jones was moved from cornerback back to running back this offseason by new head coach Jack Del Rio. Rajon Neal, the second-year player out of Tennessee, gets the carry. He's into the game, tries to bounce it outside. Another nice run, 8-yard gain. 3rd and 3. Play action, and down goes Gilbert. Poor job by the offensive line. And now 6 minutes to go as we'll take back over. Gilbert trying to get us back in this game, and that's nearly intercepted. Gilbert's first pass is not a good one. The give goes to Watts, and a nice play in the backfield from C.J. Wilson. Actually make that Stacy McGee with the nice play. 2nd and 18, give goes to Rajon Neal. He's got some room up the middle, and he's got 13 yards, showing some nice flashes. Trips to the right as Gilbert will go to the air, and he goes back down. A loss of 8, another sack. We will skip ahead to the 2-minute warning. Keenum still in the game. It's intercepted by Nico Thorpe. He's got a lot of room ahead of him. Will anyone be able to catch him? It doesn't look like it. 20, 10, 5, and touchdown, Nico Thorpe. A long pick 6 prevents the touchdown from the Rams, but we would go on to lose that game by 7. Our offense couldn't get anything going. Attempted an onside kick. It was unsuccessful, and we will go to 0-1 in the preseason. Now on the road into Minnesota as we are into the rain. Derek Carr and the first team offense take the field in our second preseason game. Another nice start for Latavius Murray as he will go for 6 yards. On 3rd and 1, Murray's got it and a little bit more. A 6-yard pickup. Murray showing some nice flashes early on in the preseason. Derek Carr to the outside and misses the open receiver Rod Streeter. A few receivers are competing for that starting role. No Amari Cooper in this game once again. We'll have to get an update at the end of the preseason on the extent of his injury, as he will not return for the preseason. Adrian Peterson, though, he gets it. He goes for 6 yards in the first down. Teddy Bridgewater, the second-year quarterback, leading this Minnesota offense as we have a battle of 2 of the top 4 drafted quarterbacks from last year's draft, at least for the first quarter anyways. The now give goes to Jerick McKinnon. He will go for 6 yards and picks up a first down as the Vikings are driving right down our throats. Now that is a big play by Curtis Lofton, bringing down Adrian Peterson after a short gain. On 3rd and 7, a field goal would be big here. A throw to the outside, though, is caught. Finally caught and brought down is Jarius Wright. 1st and 10, give goes to Adrian Peterson up the middle, and he is still fighting. Finally brought down after a short gain of 4. A lot of effort, though. 2nd and 6, give goes to Peterson. He tries to spin, but he spins right into a tackler, and CJ Wilson makes the play. On 3rd down and 8 as the backups are into the game, a throw to the end zone and caught by Jerick McKinnon for the first touchdown on the day. Now 7-0. The Vikings will kick it off to Andre DuBois. He is back, takes it from about the 7-yard line, cutting to the outside. He's got a lot of green ahead of him. He's past the 50. Will anyone get him? It looks like Trey Waynes is trying, and the 7th round pick is brought down by the 1st round pick, Trey Waynes. Andre DuBois is a very interesting player. He was a 7th round pick by the Raiders. Coming out of high school, he was a 5-star player, one of the most highly coveted wide receivers. But due to injuries and just not being a very good receiver in college, did not play a whole ton as a receiver and looks to make the team as a return specialist, and we'll see if he can do anything as a receiver. We would tack on a field goal. Now the throw to Stephon Diggs. He's got a lot of room ahead of him to the 25, 20. He's brought down at the 16. Tack on some yardage as Keith McGill is called for the face mask. The give goes to Jerick McKinnon. He's met and brought down to the 5-yard line, so a short gain of 2 or 3. Now 2nd and goal from the 5. The give goes to McKinnon up the middle into the end zone. He is tackled inside of the end zone, but was a little bit too late. Now down 14-3, Roy Halou will get the carry. 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and he goes for a short gain of around 7. Empty set for Matt McLaurin. A throw across the middle, and he misses the receiver Latavius Murray. Murray probably not that open, but you at least have to give him a chance. McKinnon gets the carry. He's met in the backfield by Ben Heaney, the 5th round pick. 3rd and 3. Give goes to McKinnon. He's stopping his tracks. That time by Larry Asante. Had a big play in the first game, and another nice play right there. A quick throw to the outside for Clive Walford. He can't get anything after the catch, so a 1-yard gain. We will throw on 3rd down and long. A lob pass to the outside and a wide open man in Michael Rivera. He was breaking away from his defender, but McLaurin just flat out misses the throw. The give will go to McKinnon once more, and another nice negative play by our defense, that time Stacy McGee. 9 minutes to go as we're now in the 3rd quarter. A dump down to McKinnon and another good open field tackle by Ben Heaney. He's definitely not a coverage linebacker, but he does a very good job in the run game. Now Hill will roll out, throws, and that's batted down. Heaney does make a nice play in the passing game, but overall he's not a good coverage guy. Tywan Jones in the game. He will go maybe a gain of 2. On 3rd and 8, trips to the right. McLaurin will go to the air. Actually, it's Garrett Gilbert, and a nice catch in traffic from Clive Walford, the 3rd round pick out of Miami. The give goes, no, play action, a quick screen to the outside. DuBois will cut up the field. He's got a lot of room, and once again, it's Trey Waynes who will catch him. Trey Waynes needs to get out of the game and leave Andre DuBois alone. We've now seen twice how dangerous DuBois is in the open field. Tywan Jones, he dives into the end zone. A good play on a short dump down, and Jones just uses his speed. Going for 2 to make it a 3-point game, and no one open. Garrett Gilbert will go down. A great job rushing the interior from the Minnesota Vikings. A pump to the outside. All day for Sean Hill. It will run out. He's tackled. A loss of 12 as Danico Autry, the second-year player out of Mississippi State, comes away with the play. Now Hill once more, this time on 3rd and 30. He will lose the ball. The fumble is forced by Lorenzo Alexander. Recovered in the end zone for the touchdown. And we now have a 1-point lead. We did attempt a 2-point conversion, but it was no good. A nice play that time by Keenan Lambert to come with a good play. Now on the play action, and Taylor Mays is in the backfield. His first big play of the preseason, as he is a speeding bullet coming at the quarterback. Nice safety blitz. A quick throw now. That is caught, and the first down to the 31-yard line. Into the fourth quarter, some more backups into the game. A throw across the middle. It is caught, breaks a tackle, and finally brought down by Taylor Mays. But now it's a goal-to-go situation from the 6-yard line. The offset eye. Give goes, and McKinnon into the end zone for the second time today. A big touchdown for him. So it is a quick throw across the middle. He's got Seth Roberts across the middle, and the 5th-string wide receiver with a good play. Now at the 36-yard line, Rajon Neal into the game. He cuts it back to the outside. He's got a nice 9-yard gain. Does not really have great speed, but does show some nice power. Now Gilbert to the outside, and that's caught by Gabe Holmes, the 4th-string tight end, the rookie out of Purdue. A give will go to Marcel Reese, and he doesn't have much room to work with on 3rd down. He gains nothing, so we will go for it on 4th down. The attempt to the outside is intercepted, and that is a lot of room ahead of him as he will take it the whole way. Another pick six, had one of those last week, but last week's went for us. We would go on to lose this game by 2 touchdowns. Could not get much going after that pick six, and we will head into the 3rd preseason game. We are back at home, this time taking on the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of tough opponents in this preseason. All are pretty much potential playoff teams and have a lot of good talent. Carson Palmer will give it to Stephon Taylor, who's actually starting for the Cardinals, and he goes for 7 yards. Now still Carson Palmer, he gives it to Taylor once more, this time in the backfield. He is brought down. A good play by Khalil Mack. Hasn't really shown much in this preseason though. Now Derek Carr misses the open Michael Rivera, and he had some room to run. A 4-wide set for Derek Carr on 2nd and 10. Throw to the outside, and Crabtree can't make the catch. That's a big drop. Cardinals are back on offense. Taylor tries to bounce it to the outside, and he is caught and brought down by Nate Allen, the former Philadelphia Eagle. I believe that's the first play he's made in this preseason. Now throw to the outside. That's intercepted. A big play by TJ Carey, the 2nd-year corner, who is our #1 corner. And our offense will come on the field 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Murray gets the carry for a short gain. 1st and 10. A quick dump down to Crabtree. He makes this catch and goes for a gain of 5. Trips to the left. Derek Carr to the outside. He's got his man Crabtree. Another catch, his 3rd on this drive. And we're driving right down the field. Now play action. Derek Carr rolling out of the pocket. A throw. Carr to Holmes results in a touchdown. We have an early 7-0 lead. Now 7-0 into the 2nd quarter, so the backups are into the game, and J.J. Nelson breaks a tackle, the fastest player in last year's draft. He is gone. No one's going to catch him. They will all just give up at the end. A big play from Matt Barkley, the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Now the give will go to David Johnson. He bounces it outside into the 2nd quarter, 4.5 minutes to go. Now 3 minutes to go. Johnson still in the game, and he's brought down to the backfield. He will end up losing 3. Nice play by Shelby Harris, the 2nd-year player out of Illinois State. Now play action for Barkley. Pressure gets there. The ball is out, but it is recovered. Near on ball, the 6th-round pick forces the fumble. Another player out of Florida. Barkley with all day to throw. No pressure. And finally open. That is Jaron Brown, the 4th-year player out of Clemson, for another touchdown. 1 minute ago, this Cardinals offense is starting to heat up. Across the middle, it's caught by Daniel Fells, and with under a minute to go, the Cardinals are driving. Barkley will go to the air. Pressure gets there. He goes down. Shelby Harris with another big play, his 1st sack of the preseason. As Barkley goes to the air, pressure gets there again, and he goes down, trips over the offensive tackle, and Harris is credited with that play. Into the 3rd quarter, making our way through the preseason, as Tywan Jones gets the carry, bounces it outside for an 8-yard gain. He has some very nice speed, has never really flashed though as a running back. This time it's Rajon Neal who's fighting for a roster spot with a good gain. A 4-wide set and the empty set also. A throw to the outside for Walt Powell. He makes the catch. Can't make anyone miss though, but a gain of 13 nonetheless. Sticking with the empty set. A throw. It goes to Clive Walford. He's got a 7-yard gain. I've liked what I've seen so far from him. He did have one big drop though. And Gilbert will go down. The pressure gets to him. He had a man breaking open across the middle but couldn't get the throw away. Now a throw goes this time, and that's a good gain of 14. Matt Barkley playing pretty well. 7 for 9, 2 touchdowns along with 174 yards. Skipping ahead now in the fourth quarter, David Johnson goes. He's got an 8-yard gain. Still a 7-point game, but our offense has not played very well today. But that is a huge play by Danico Autry, a loss of 5. The Cardinals would tack on a field goal and a throw. Gilbert misses the wide open man. Holmes was breaking away from his defender, and that is a big miss. On third down, it's caught. A huge catch by Walt Powell. Trips to the right. Gilbert will go to the air. He throws across the middle for Andre Du Bois. He's got the big catch. Now at the 2-minute warning on fourth down. Gilbert to the air. It's caught by Du Bois. He's got the first down. Made a man miss. A huge play. Still going to the air. A throw to the outside, and Andre Holmes with a huge drop. That is a horrible play, and we would go on to lose. We would tack on a field goal, but could not get much else done. So now 0-3 in the preseason, hoping to fix that moving forward. But we do have our first round of cuts. Max Vales, and then Tevin McDonald, Dexter McDonald, and John Kondo. So a couple of secondary players, a defensive lineman, and our long snapper. A night game in Seattle will end the preseason, as this should be a very tough test for our offense and our defense. The give goes to Latavius Murray. He's got a big hole. I really like what I've seen from him so far. 1st and 10. Give goes to Murray. Nice spin move. He breaks a tackle. Finally caught by Bobby Wagner, but a huge play nonetheless. A split back set as going to the air on a screen pass. He's got some room trying to bounce it to the outside, and he's just shy of the first down, a 15-yard pickup. So a lot of offense early for Latavius Murray. Now Marshawn Lynch gets the carry. He's still not down somehow. We look bad against Trey Mason, now looking bad against Marshawn Lynch. Give goes to nope. Play action for Russell Wilson. Down the field. It's caught. What a play by Jermaine Kearse. A huge catch. So halfway through the first quarter in the final preseason game, and a good open field tackle by DJ Hayden, the former first-round pick, now our starting nickelback. The final drive of the preseason for our starters, and that gets off to a good start and a nice throw. Now up 3-0, 10 minutes left in the second quarter that just started, and that is a nice play batting the ball down. Matt Flynn will go to the air to the outside, and it's caught by Tyler Lockett, one of my favorite receivers from the last draft, and I think he could be a big playmaker. The throw down the field is caught by Ricardo Lockett to the 40-yard line. Now with the 9-yard line, give goes to Fred Jackson. He goes up, can't be brought down, and he will score. So now a 7-3 ball game. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the preseason, and what a catch by Du Bois. He goes up and gets it for 23 yards. I've actually really liked what I've seen so far from him as a receiver. And that is intercepted. A horrible throw by Matt McLaurin. Had an open man, but just airmailed the throw, and Snead comes away with the interception. Fred Jackson on offense. What a block on David Amerson. Finally brought down by Keenan Lambert, the rookie out of Eastern Washington. I believe that's the first time I've called his name today. Now the give goes to Thomas Rawls. He's got the first down and more. On 3rd and 7. Going with a play action for Matt Flynn. He's got time to throw. He'll take a shot and overthrows his receiver intended for Tyler Lockett. Now Garrett Gilbert in the game, fighting for his roster spot, and our offensive line has really struggled in this preseason. Skipping all the way ahead to the third quarter, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, as pressure will finally get there. A good play by Neron Ball. He's impressed me so far this year. Now Garrett Gilbert, a good timing route. He's got Gabe Holmes. He fights forward, and that is a big play to the 35-yard line. A 3-wide set. We'll take a shot to the end zone, and it is intercepted by Jeremy Lane, intended for Andre Du Bois. Now the give will go to Fred Jackson. He's got the first down and more, and finally brought down by Taylor Mays, who is now starting as our backup free safety. And now the give goes to Fred Jackson. He's still not down. He'll go for a gain of 7. showing off some nice power at his age, and the throw to the end zone is good for the touchdown as Taylor Mays was beat on the coverage by Ricardo Lockett. A 17-3 game as our offense has got to move quickly if they want to get back in it. Rod Streeter into the game getting some more work as he will go for 13 yards. Garrett Gilbert has got to do something, and a nice catch once again by Gabe Holmes. He's played very well so far in the preseason. Gilbert on 3rd and 10. A dump down to the outside for Andre Holmes, and he will go out of bounds after a short gain of 7. So 4th and 3. Maybe the final play of the preseason, and it is dropped by Seth Roberts, and that will be the end of the preseason as we will go 0-4, a 14-point loss in the final game against the Seattle Seahawks. We played very poorly in the preseason. Our offense couldn't get much going, and our pass secondary was just not very good. Couldn't stop anyone, especially the Cardinals. They lit us up, but we're going to have to cut 6 players to get down to the final 53-man roster. But before we do that, we're going to go through our cuts. A look at some of the stats. Derek Carr, I thought, played pretty well in his limited action, led some nice drives. McLaurin missed some key passes, and same with Garrett Gilbert. Perfectly honest, I thought both of them played very bad. Neither of them impressed me to any extent. On the offensive side, running the ball wise, Latavius Murray played very well, had some nice carries. Rajon Neal got some good work, did not impress me too much, had some nice gains. And Roy Halou as a runner did not do much. Andre Holmes was the standout out wide receiver, caught our only touchdown pass, as along with Tywan Jones also caught one. Michael Crabtree played pretty well. A couple of drops throughout the receiving core. Michael Crabtree had some, Rod Streeter had some. Ben Heaney leads our defense in tackles along with Near Ball. Keith McGill actually had a lot of tackles as our starting corner. He will be the number 2 corner to start the season. Near Ball and Shelby Harris both had 2 sacks. Taylor Mays, Lorenzo Alexander, and Danico Autry all had sacks as well. 3 interceptions in the preseason. Nico Thorpe had the pick 6. Larry Asante had one, along with one more. So looking at our final cuts, Rajon Neal, Garrett Gilbert, Gabe Holmes, Danico Autry, and Keenan Lambert, along with Walt Powell. I thought Du Bois will be our starting kick returner, so we did not need Powell. Autry did show me something. And then Gabe Holmes was the guy who I thought played very well, but it's hard to keep 4 tight ends on the roster. So a look at our starting lineup, as Amari Cooper still not in the lineup. We'll get an update on that injury a little bit later. As our defense, it looks to be a strong unit except for in the cornerback group and the linebacker group. I like our safeties, and I really like our defensive line. But what is the status of Amari Cooper? He suffered a shoulder tear in that first game, missed the entire preseason, and will miss week 1. But we'll be back for week 2, so it's sad to see him miss, but he won't be out for too long in terms of games that actually count. Our first game is at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm excited to see our starting unit actually finally get onto the field and play some, a little more than they played in the preseason, only 4 combined quarters, so we didn't really get a great look at what their abilities will be. But this is a very talented Cincinnati Bengals team. We're going to have to play very well if we want to come away with the win. We will need both sides of the ball to play much better in this game than they did in the preseason and last year for us to be victorious in this game. I hope you did enjoy the preseason. If you did, please leave a like down below. Leave your comments on your thoughts for the upcoming season and who impressed you in this preseason. I will see you for that game at 4:25 against the Cincinnati Bengals, because I'm out.